Selamat datang di podcast Merapi. Ngobrol random, namun tetap sopan, santun, santuy. Halo Sobat PMI, welcome back with us in podcast Merapi Opini. So today we will talk about World Red Cross and Red Crescent Day. Are you guys know that tomorrow, May 8th, 2021, is World Red Cross and Red Crescent Day? But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Sasha, who will accompany you guys in this episode. And of course, I'm not alone. I'm with my friend.
Hello, I'm Stara, and yes, celebrating the World Red Cross and Red Crescent Day, we're gonna talk about humanity in diversity.
Yes, so without any further ado, I'll explain you a little bit about World Red Cross and Red Crescent Day. It is an annual celebration of the principle of the International Red Cross and Red Crescent movement. World Red Cross and Red Crescent Day is celebrated on 8 May each year. This date is the anniversary of the birth of Henry Dunant, who was born on 8 May 1828. He was the founder of the International Committee of the Red Cross, or ICRC, and the recipient of the first Nobel Peace Prize. Before we move to the next topic, Setara will explain about Henry Dunant and the history of Red Cross.
Okay, first, before we talk about IFRC, I'll explain about Henry Dunant. Henry Dunant was born on May 8, 1828, and he was a Swiss humanitarian, businessman, and social activist. He was the visionary, promoter, and co-founder of Red Cross. During the business trip on 1859, he was the witness to the aftermath of the Battle of Solferino in Italy. Then, he recorded his memories and experiences in the book A Memory of Solferino, which inspired the creation of the International Committee of Red Cross on 1863. Okay, it's gonna be a long story.
It's okay.
Okay, let's throw back on the Solferino battle. When he arrived in Solferino on the evening of 24th June 1859, on the same day battle, 23,000 wounded, dying, and dead on the battlefield.
Wow.
And there was a little attempt to provide care. He took the initiative to organize the civilian population, especially women and girls, to assist the injured and sick soldiers. Dunant also organized the purchase of needed materials.
Oh, okay.
Did you know the story behind Tutti Fratelli? Like usually we are Siamo Tutti Fratelli, like that.
Tell us more.
Okay. Because the victims, there are so many, and almost all the victims are soldiers, right? Dunant suggests the women and girls that help him to assist, provide care, to not determine between the enemy and friends. So he suggests to service wounded without regards to their side in the conflict. As slogan Tutti Fratelli means all brothers.
Oh, I see.
As I said before about the book Memory of Solferino that was published in 1862, he also described the battle, it caused, and the chaotic circumstance afterwards. Also developed the idea that the future a neutral organization should exist to provide care to wounded soldiers. So he distributed the book to many leading political and military. Dunant also began to travel the Europe to promote this idea too. Next, on the February 9th, 1863, the book is suggested to be the topic of Geneva Society of Public Welfare's meeting.
Wow.
The first meeting on February 17, 1863, now considered the founding date of the International Committee of the Red Cross.
Okay.
And finally, the signing of the first Geneva Convention by 12 states held on August 22, 1864.
Okay. Wow, it's such a
Done.
long history.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. I think
Uh-huh.
Dunant was a genius man. Don't you think
Yeah.
so? I couldn't imagine myself organizing such a big event like that and being in charge in a big diplomatic conference. And I think he's very tenacious person to spread his idea about this neutral organization, right?
Yeah, right.
And then IFRC was formed, right? And the IFRC is the International Federation of the Red Cross. The IFRC is the world's largest humanitarian organization,
Right.
providing assistance without any discriminations regarding nationality, religious beliefs, race, or political opinion.
Yeah.
The organization was founded in 1919. The organization has 186 members of the Red Cross and more than 60 delegates
Wow.
with the secretariat in Geneva in
Oh,
Switzerland.
so much.
The role of IFRC is to conduct relief operation to help disaster victims and to strengthen the capabilities of members of the National Association. IFRC concentrates on 4 important areas, which is disaster response, promotion of humanitarian value, public health and care, and disaster preparedness. It is important to note that both of IFRC and ICRC are well coordinated by the Secretariat in mobilizing relief assistance for international emergencies and promoting cooperations between national societies. Also, both the ICRC and IFRC are part of the International Red Cross and Red Crescent movement.
I see. Actually, it's a very long
Such
story.
a long story.
Alright. But if we explain more, we don't have much time, right?
Yes.
So let's move to the next topic.
Okay.
As you said before about IFRC, that is an organization that was also formed to help the victims of the disaster, right?
Yes.
And as we know, now in our world, there were so many disasters that have happened and also are happening now,
Yeah.
such an earthquake that happened in Caribbean, Turkey, and in Mexico. Also, volcanic eruption in Philippines, major fires in Australia. That all the disasters happened in 2020.
And also California wildfire, Colorado fire, Turkey's earthquake, and so many disaster happened in 2020. And on the other hand, recently in Indonesia, we also experienced natural disaster such as floods in NTT and NTB, Kalimantan, Jakarta, North Luwu, and earthquakes in Malang and Majene, eruption of Mount Merapi, landslide in Sumedang, Manado, Semarang, and others. And also the recent incident, the fire caused by Pertamina in Indramayu. Yes, and the most recent, the very recent incident was the sinking of KRI Nanggala 402. So for the many incident and to the victims and their families, we express our deep condolences.
But did you know that the World Disaster Report in 2020 analyzes the climate change giving impact to the disaster that happened.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Although we are living in a climate crisis, we don't have to accept that climate disasters are inevitable. This means that we need to get our priorities right. We need to scale up risk reduction and preparedness now. Also, prioritizing problems and ensuring no one is left behind.
Yeah, and don't forget that we still have COVID-19 pandemic,
Yeah,
which
that's
we
right.
must aware of.
Yeah.
Last update of world COVID-19s are 150 million, and recovery cases are 86 and 900 million. And this report, we took this report on Thursday, 29 April.
You're right that we must more aware that COVID-19 is still around us. I also often see that people outside not wearing the mask properly.
Yeah, I also see.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And they are forget about the social distancing.
Yeah.
With many disasters that still exist, in my opinion, everyone should help and understand each other.
Yeah, right. If we forget about COVID-19, then how can we take care of that so many disaster like that, right? Meanwhile, if there is a lot of disaster, we must be need a lot of help, and it must be involving a lot of people too, right?
Yeah.
So I think it also be like a dilemma for us, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a dilemma. I think that now we are in the misplaced situation to choose which one that should be helped, like COVID-19 or the disaster that happening now.
Yes.
But in the other side, disasters need a lot of volunteers as a medical team, evacuation team, and else. In this case, we are really in the difficult situation.
Yes. Therefore, humanity is about the action. I think we should have not only gave appreciation to the volunteer, but also implementing the volunteering action on daily basis. So there will be not any passiveness or ignorance or any unaware of something that we should have gave attention and take care together. Not only government but us, all of us.
We also should be able to care more about the little thing related to the disasters.
Yes.
As a small example, we have to more updates about disasters information, weather information. That we are now in the era that social media it's are reachable and accessible.
Yes.
Like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and anytime and everywhere.
Yes.
Even the rain that expected just drizzle can be a big storm. How do we know it's progressing if not from how we update about the available information, right?
Yes. We don't realize even ourselves can be a volunteer when we want to pay a little bit more attention to the little thing around us. Not only nurses, doctors, and healthcare worker who being the frontliner of fighting the COVID-19, but you can also be the frontliner by sharing little information about disaster mitigation to people around you. It all can start with yourself because it's from us, by us, for us. We all can get through this together.
Together, we are unstoppable.